Greetings and salutations. The universe is just doomed. 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 Doomed.
Old folks' kids or something.
Maybe Spenser should stick his ugly head out and give us some kind of a signal.
Maybe looking around a little bit. Make sure it's safe.
Maybe the president is going to make me Secretary of Pussy.
Hello.
Hi, and welcome back.
It's us, Nicole.
And Tessa.
And Liana.
And Kim.
We're all here.
Everybody's here tonight.
Our basement is full.
Our basement is flooded.
Because it's our third anniversary episode.
Yes. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary.
Who can believe we made it this long without losing interest in something?
We
Pretty
didn't
amazing.
mean for lazy to become our brand, but
Pretty amazing.
here it is.
And since the third anniversary traditional gift is leather,
We have chosen The People Under the Stairs. Wes Craven's
1991.
The People Under the Stairs.
And if you've seen this, you know why leather is appropriate
Yes.
for this film.
And that was a quick change. It was like a professional.
Oh, yeah, we'll get there.
We
I think we
watched
had
it.
a note when we were watching it that, like, how in the hell
Wow.
did he get in that thing so fast?
She was all, get in your outfit, and he sure did.
He stays lubed up.
He's got
ready for
cornstarch
action.
on him at all times.
He's got it on one of those, like how Pee-wee, like one of those.
Oh, yeah, like a Rube Goldberg machine.
Yeah, like a Rube
It
Goldberg
just, like,
machine.
Pops him
And
right in there.
just pops him into it.
Powders him
Zips
up.
him
and
up. Yep.
It's like the décolletage.
Yeah, he's got one of those
For his
on the
nalgas.
bar. Yeah,
For
yeah.
his thighs and nalgas.
You gotta.
Yeah, you
You
gotta.
Come on. You gotta. So, the cast.
Yes, the cat. Do we have anything else before we start the show?
Not really.
No?
We have lots of voicemails, but
Well, yeah,
I
but
think
we're
we'll
gonna
save those for the
I know
end.
we're going to save those because they're special.
But if you left a voicemail for us, thank you in advance.
Yes.
We will play those at the end.
Yes, we will.
And unfortunately, because it's a Google voicemail that like people are leaving on their phone and the connection varies, some of these will be easier to understand than others.
One of them is
One's especially kind of like a bad connection.
unintelligible,
And so
if it was you,
I'm sorry.
if it was you,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
Yes. Stop driving through tunnels while you
I
call.
know. I'm going behind a butte.
Yes. But no, I mean, unless we want to reflect on our 3 years.
Reflect. I can't remember.
We can't remember all 3 years, but we did re-listen back to Heather's,
Oh, yes.
our
we
first
did.
episode, just
We
to,
did do that, and I don't know if we'll share that because that was just kind of for us. It was special.
and it reminded us that we used to try
Oh.
to tie in other topics.
Facts?
Well, not just facts, but remember we had like the fashion.
Oh, yes. The
where we would
fashion.
like, if there was anything
the
that was
music.
something you used to wear or whatever, we would talk about,
Yep.
the fashion, the
Yep.
music, the food, I think
Yeah.
was a thing where like, I don't know why. I think
Snacks.
because Heather's was our first one,
Yeah.
you could do fashion
All
and
of the
food because there was
things.
like the snacks.
and they were
at
like,
the-
oh, shit.
Yeah. But it doesn't apply to every movie.
No,
And
no,
it
it
makes our
doesn't.
job harder. Oh, yeah.
Well,
Tessa's
I
got the
do.
fashion for this one. She's
They're
wearing her
slank.
pleather pants.
I'm
I
a
took
bum.
some photos, but we'll see if any of them are safe
Oh,
for
I don't know. Those were-
publication.
Probably pretty wacky.
But yeah, no, I don't. I mean, yes.
Yay!
Ooh, we did something.
We did something. We sure did.
And thank you guys for joining
Yeah.
us on our journey.
Coming along, and y'all, Kim, Liana,
Yes, thank you.
thanks for hanging out.
And we have over 150 episodes, so if this is
Oh,
your
yeah.
first time listening for whatever
Go back. You
reason,
did plenty of content.
there's lots for you waiting out there.
It's waiting for you.
It's waiting for you. So yeah, let's get into the cast.
Let's do it. We have Brandon Quintin Adams as Fool.
Fool. AJ
Or
Langer.
what was his name? Poindexter?
Poindexter, yeah.
Yeah.
AJ Langer as Alice.
In her film debut.
Oh, okay.
Was this before? When was My So-Called Life?
93? Yeah, I think right after this.
After this?
Yeah.
Probably. She looked awfully young, but then she was dressed awfully
Yes,
young,
she was.
Everett McGill as Daddy.
Man. And Wendy Roble as mommy or woman.
Yeah, and they were cast based off of
Twin
Twin
Peaks.
Peaks. We're touching on them.
Touching them Twin Peaks.
We're
again.
touching the Twin Peaks. They were cast because of that. And also, Wendy Robie, or is it Robie or Roble?
I think it was Roble.
Oh.
Roby? Was it I?
Okay, yeah. Is it IE? She said that this was like the most fun she ever had.
Really?
Yeah. That she really had a good time.
Interesting.
I don't know if everybody did, but
I don't know.
she had fun. She was serving an awful lot of Faye Dunaway as Joan Crawford.
Yes, totally.
She was giving Mommy Dearest.
For sure. Ving Rhames as Leroy.
Yes. Sean Whalen as Roach.
Bill Cobbs as Grandpa Booker.
Not Bill Cosby.
No.
No.
Bill Cobbs.
Bill Cobbs.
Is he really? Wow.
Every movie.
Oh my. Well, I have a question about him later when we get there. Kelly Jo Minter as Ruby.
Jeremy Roberts as Spenser.
Connie Marie Brazelton as Mary. I don't know why I wrote that.
Is that the grandma?
Maybe.
Because they didn't ever. Because I didn't write her down because it didn't say grandma or mom, or she was the mom, their mom.
Oh, maybe.
I guess she was
maybe
Mary?
she was. Maybe she was.
Yeah, I don't know.
And the only other person I wrote was Yan Birch
The
as
Stairmaster.
Zombie Whitfield Crane, the Stairmaster.
You should have a note somewhere else for the one that looks like Seth Green.
Oh, I
because
know,
we
I
discovered
didn't.
he was the kid from the Stoned Age.
Yes.
And I was like, that guy looks like the guy
Well,
from.
because the picture, like the ones that they have now, the pictures they have now, I had to guess. I was like, I feel like he's like main zombie, so he must be.
He is stair person number 2.
Oh,
Well,
the
yeah, no,
redheaded one is Stairperson
Stairperson
number 2.
number 2 is the guy from the Stone
But
Age.
Zombie Whitfield Crane is the
Yes,
Stairmaster.
he's the Stairmaster.
Hilarious.
I don't know how come he got to be the leader of the pack.
Because did you see what he looked like before they put that makeup on him?
Well, yes, he was just
gorgeous.
as angular. He's pretty angular.
Yeah.
He looks like a Jan.
Yes, he does.
Jan. I met Jan. I brought him home to my parents.
And I feel like this was an early horror for me because this was 91, Wes Craven. I feel like my little brother was getting into Freddy and all that different kind of stuff. And I
Right.
think I probably sat and watched this with him when he was way too little
Right.
to see it. And I even probably was 12, 13, probably
Sure.
watching it somewhere in there.
Sure.
So I feel like this was a good introduction to
It is. It's
horror.
a good base level horror movie. I feel like
Because
it's
some
not
of it's
too
gross, but some of it's like campy, like
Right,
like
like
how
it's over
Liana
the
brought up the
top.
Goonie skeletons in the basement.
Yes,
like
the one that's following.
yes.
Or no, that's not what were we watching?
No, we were
last night?
watching
That
the
was
fucking
something else.
monsters. The
I'm
monsters now, or the
transposing.
monsters today,
The monsters today. We were watching with John Shook
and
Lee
Jason
Merriweather.
Marsden.
Mar-
Jason Marsden,
Sure, it was something like that. But I was like, oh yeah.
and there was a skeleton in the
That was
background.
good.
that just kept looking
I keep
around.
saying that, and that's not what happened
No.
in this movie. It's far darker.
But there was a skeleton,
There
a
was
hokey
a
skeleton or two
yes,
like
there
that
was,
in the
but
basement.
it was not tracking.
No, it was.
the
They weren't
movement.
moving.
That would have
That
been
would have been
hilarious.
really
We
funny.
watched that right after we watched
We
this
did.
movie.
So yeah, Wes Craven film
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
Jason Marsden. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I always think I'm wrong because there's James Marsden
Yes.
who's now really famous.
Right.
And I'm
'Cause
like,
when
no,
you
they're
said
not.
That,
And Marsters.
I mean, Marsters.
It's not
yes.
even the same thing. Because, yeah, you said that, and I was like, there's no fucking way.
And he played
he
little
was
Eddie
in-
Munster in
Yeah.
neon fucking like parachute
Yes.
pants. Yeah.
Yes. When I saw him, I was like, yeah. And now I remember
Yeah.
seeing this.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get into
Anyhow,
this movie.
so we have a tarot reading. It's a birthday reading. Fool is 13, and our anniversary is on the
on
13th.
June 13th,
Yes.
which we didn't pick this for that reason. It
No,
just,
we didn't.
We
It
noticed
was
that
just because
when it
it
started.
was leather.
So yeah, she's
Leather.
giving his big sister's giving him his birthday tarot reading,
Mm-hmm.
and she mentions the Fool card is where he got his nickname
Right. And she's like, you're not a stupid fool, just ignorant.
because you don't know what's
know.
happening yet.
Right. You're still trying to figure shit out.
And you find out their mom is sick, and he overhears something's happening with the landlord.
The landlord is gonna like throw them out. Like the landlord's a real dick.
Yeah, he's up to some nonsense.
Right. Well, the landlord. Well, we find out that in a second.
And it's like late enough at night, the kids are all supposed to be asleep, and he hears his sister talking to his mom, and then he turns around and Leroy's just there in his house.
Right. Like
just a
lighting
strange
up
man.
a cigarette. Like,
He's like,
excuse
"Who are
me,
you?"
sir? Who the fuck are you?
I'm Marcellus Wallace.
Yeah. Does he look like a bitch?
Right? Don't call him a bitch. And he's a friend of Ruby's.
Right. Like, oh, and I know how you can earn some money because the landlord is evicting you.
And you got to be out tomorrow at midnight. So you're telling me all this happened before tomorrow
Right?
at midnight?
No, because probably just because that's how they are. I don't know. Maybe probably.
Yeah.
Maybe probably.
Because they're 3 days late on their rent. They have
3
fucking 24
days?
hours to get out. That's
There's
insane.
a grace period.
Seriously. What state is this?
What's it?
We know it's California because
We
we've seen
know.
this
We
house.
went to the house.
Yes.
This house was owned by Butterfly McQueen.
From Gone with, the, Wind. And I wonder till when. Is it still in the family?
I don't know. Well, but other things have been filmed here. Like, what was it? Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Oh, it was
The
filmed in this
interiors
house?
were used in this house. She was still alive at the time that this movie was filmed.
So did she own
I don't
it
know if she
and-
lived there, but at one point
Interesting.
she apparently
And are
owned
the
this house.
interior scenes of this actual house?
I don't know. I did not look any further.
Anybody
into that
know? Are the
information. I don't
interiors
know
in
if
this
You know,
from this real house?
if you know, but we went to the outside of this house.
Mm-hmm.
We have been here.
And yeah, and if it's in our state, then 3 days late is not late at all. You
No.
don't even have to pay a late fee
No.
for 3 days late.
No, not for 3 days. That's what I'm
And
saying.
pay
There's-
triple or get out.
Yeah.
Pay triple? No.
There's something else going on here.
I mean, I know it was the early 90s, but there was still fucking laws.
there was still laws in the
It was only
90s
30 years ago. Come on,
in
you
Los
guys.
Angeles.
But they want to, and it says they're the last family in this building.
Right, but there was a bunch of fucking are
Drug
they just
addicts.
people like-
Junkies are just down in the lobby because it's
Hot
basically
heads.
like they're the only ones paying to live there. They
Right,
could
right,
just
right.
stop paying and squat there like all of the
Right.
junkies in the lobby.
I know, but then it'll be like batteries not included, and then like Rudy's gonna come, Bobby, you hurt me, and he's gonna light off a bomb
Oh no.
and kill Jessica Tandy.
No, not Jessica Tandy.
It's filmed on a studio lot, not in
Oh, filmed on a studio lot.
Okay, all right.
So we cut to Daddy, the man,
Daddy,
eating an entire rib cage
right
in front of the
He's, like,
fireplace.
spitting out fucking
Buckshot. While Mom's sewing dresses for Alice.
Ugh.
And these are the landlords.
Yes, you find out that they're the landlords, and they're already off-putting. There's clearly
There's no secret right off the
Nope.
bat. They do not try to hide
there's
that
no
these people
pretense.
are awful,
These people
evil
are gross
people.
and weird already.
Because as soon as the little girl speaks up and wants to know what happens when they make people leave their home, she's like, I don't remember speaking to you. Children
Yeah,
should
like-
speak when spoken to.
Oh man, like it's immediate.
Mm-hmm.
They're abusive immediately.
So Fool comes home the next day through the total chaos of like junkies in the
it's
lobby
this
yelling
rough
at him.
Neighborhood. It's his own fucking place, and it's like crackheads and shit. And Ruby doesn't want Fool out there,
Right.
like doing this shit with Leroy.
And Leroy's like, oh, do you know your mama has a cancer that you could get taken
Right,
out
but
if you
don't
guys
have
had money?
Yeah, there's no money for an operation. If you had money for an operation, we could have her toot sweet.
And he roughs him up kind of and is like, look,
Right.
these people deserve to be robbed.
Yeah.
We found this fucking treasure map in the back room of this
There's
liquor
gold
store.
coins and shit because we robbed their liquor store. They own the
They
liquor
own the
store
liquor
too.
store. They
We
own
found
half the
names.
neighborhood.
It said Mommy and Daddy Pervert.
That's their names. They get no names in this. Mommy and Daddy Pervert
They
are their
did
names.
say that at one point she calls him Eldon, and the
Oh.
name on the
there's like a funeral
was
home.
Robeson.
Robeson,
So it
okay.
was Eldon Robeson, like you could infer.
Gotcha. So so they own half the buildings, and now we know where they live.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And Ruby's like, leave him alone. Leave them alone. I heard bad things about these people.
Right, like I've heard some stories about what goes on up there. Like there's some fucked up shit, which apparently we find out much later that their grandfather knows all about.
right. And
these
where was
people.
he? Where have you been?
Where was he?
Yeah.
Indeed, where was
He
he?
just shows up when they
Mom's,
find the
like,
gold.
really
Suddenly he's
sa-
like, is this a Grandpa
Grandpa
Joe? she almost threw her headphones across the room. Is this a Grandpa Joe situation? Were those gold coins chocolate?
Oh my
With them chocolate gold coins, Grandpa Booker woke right up.
Grandpa
He was in a coma.
Booker. What was his? Oh, just say Grandpa Booker.
Yeah.
What was his real? Joe.
Joe Booker.
Joe Booker. Uh huh.
And it's all cute. Fool goes in to talk to his mom, and he's like, "I'm gonna buy you a Cadillac for
I
each
know,
foot, and
so
you
you
can
can
skate
slide
around
through
town
town."
looking so bad."
Yes.
And she's like, "Just take care of the kids. You're the
Right.
man of the house now."
Right,
and these
because
are Ruby's
Ruby has
kids.
babies.
These aren't his brothers and sisters. These are Ruby's kids. She better
Right.
take care of her fucking kids.
You take care of these kids.
Unless this is
Take
a Robeson
these
situation.
babies
He ain't her man. That's her
Right?
little brother.
Is this?
He ain't the
is this
man
a
of
Robeson
Ruby's house.
situation?
And so Mama comes into Alice's room back at the house, and she's eating
Right.
alone at this little table. And now, was she not eating when he was? I thought she was sitting at a little table eating when he was eating
I
that
don't know.
ribcage.
Maybe she was. Maybe she wasn't. Well, who knows how?
And who
long?
knows
Maybe
when
it's
this
like
is,
The next
yeah.
day. Who can tell?
And she has
But
her
she's-
try on her new dress. And it's like,
Well, she tells her something about like you've been eating too much or whatever. Because
or
I
this
made
better
this-
fit. Yeah.
Gross.
And she's like roughly brushing her hair. Do you
Yeah.
love me?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am. I love you,
Ugh.
mother. Where's your fork?
Where's your fork?
And she gets really nervous. Like,
Right,
oh, I'm
it
sure it
must have
just fell.
down or whatever, and some dusty white hand.
With long nails.
Oh,
hands her a fork out of the grate in the wall. You're like, what the fuck? If you've never
What
seen
is
this,
happening?
I mean, it's clear. It's
I know.
called The People Under the Stairs.
Well,
Again,
yeah,
it's
you
not a
assume
mystery.
that there's people under the stairs
Yes.
at some point. But you don't know what kind of people. There
No,
could be any kind of
no.
people down there. They're just down. Why are they under the stairs? Why is it the stairs? How does this floor plan work out to have enough space under stairs for people?
I don't
There's
know.
a lot of questions.
There's
about
a
the
lot
floor
of
plans
wall
of
and
this.
crawl and floor
A
and
lot of wall and
stair
crawl.
space in this movie.
If you like tap the fucking roof of the house, this house has so much fucking wall and crawl.
Yes, so much wall and crawl.
And there's people under the stairs.
Bonus. So Daddy comes in to tell her some dudes robbed the store.
Yeah, some dudes, but
Some
it's clear
dudes
what
that
that's
starts
not
with
what
the
he
N.
says. Yeah,
And she's like, again, may they burn in hell.
burn in hell.
And now he's very tense.
Oh yeah,
And she's like, oh, really? Well, Alice has been bad. She's been feeding that thing between the walls again. Remember not to bruise her face.
Ew, and he gets to go in there and like beat her up and do who knows what in his suit. Let's put the suit on first.
Yeah, you don't see the suit yet, but
bring out the gown.
ugh. And again, we talked about this before we were recording,
Well,
but
that's true. But
you guys, if you can find another movie with Ving Rhames and a dude in a gimp
if
suit,
we could get at least one,
we need
more,
a Venn diagram
at
going.
least one more.
There's got to be at least one more to make a
we
good
have
Venn
to complete
diagram.
the trifecta, and then I can feel good about it.
So
And
you-
if not, let's get him to be in another movie.
yes, we need a third.
Yes.
And you hear Roach like crying out between the walls as he's all bad girls burn in hell, and Roach is
Burn
like, no, because he knows she's in trouble because of him,
Right.
Because she's feeding him.
It reminds me of the time when we went to, I don't know, I think it was when we went to DragCon and we were all driving back from DragCon and we were listening to the Cranberries, The Dreams, and at the end we were all doing that.
And I have a question: why is Roach using a fork?
It's a
Why is she
dingle
even
hopper.
handing him a fucking fork?
I don't know. What's he doing?
Like, just
for a booby
hand
trap?
him a chicken leg or whatever the fuck you're eating. Why are you
Have a
giving him a
chicken
fork?
bone.
What's he eating it off his hand with the fork? Like,
He's eating people.
he doesn't. Yeah, he gets fed people. He doesn't even need a fork.
I'm
Come
a people
on.
juice eater, man.
I want candy.
Bubblegum and taffy.
So now you see the house for the first time from the outside, and
Yes.
Fool approaches in a what did they call it? It wasn't Cub Scouts. It was like Bear Scouts or something.
Bear buddy or something.
It's uniform, and goes up to the door and knocks, and the
And
little
he makes so cookies.
yeah.
Oh, but for we really got to go way back, but like
What?
that was Leroy's plan was foolproof.
Oh yeah, he was like his plan is
Anyhow,
foolproof.
he's a bear buddy.
And so he goes up and knocks on the door, and the little mail flap opens and closes, and the light rattles above him. And I don't think the first time I saw this, I thought that was like the mom and dad, but that's the people under the stairs.
I think it's Roach.
Or yeah, that's
I
Roach
think
in the
that's what- 'cause
walls.
he can
Yeah. I think
Get
that's
around
what that is.
in there, I think, because the people under the stairs are
Really
relegated
kinda locked
mainly
in the
to
basement,
under
yeah.
the stairs.
And
Not the
so he-
basement under the stairs. They're not the people in the basement, Nicole.
Well, that whole portion they're in is not all directly under the stairs. So yes, they're like in a corral.
It's under the stairs. That's what I'm saying. Like, we got to talk about the layout.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. And so he goes around the back and rings the bell, no answer, and you
Right.
notice like wire on all the windows, and
It's like
Alice
chicken
peeks
wire
out
or something, yeah.
Yeah.
He sees like a pond, and he sees Alice up there, and then Mommy comes to the door, right?
Yeah, and he wants to sell her some cookies, and she
she's
don't
like,
want no cookies.
We watch very carefully
What we
eat.
So he's like, "Well, can I use the bathroom? They don't give
No.
us." No, she don't want nothing to do with him.
Nope. Bye.
So he reports back to Leroy
Mm-hmm.
and Spenser out in the van. There's locks on the outsides of all the windows. There's
Right.
wire
'cause
on
he
the
sees,
windows.
like, there's padlocks on the outside of the windows.
and
not
she wouldn't
just-
let me in.
Right.
And so Spencer's going to make a second attempt to get in.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a gas company uniform.
Oh yeah, and he's got like down to the ID. He goes over there and he's like, "I gotta read your meter." She's like, "You passed it
No, you got another meter
in
inside.
the house," and she's like,
I'm certain that we do not.
Right.
He's like, well, better safe than sorry.
right,
Like,
because there's a gas leak in this area, and she's like, "Can I see some ID?"
and he's got it. He's got the ID.
She's like, "All right,"
but she
fine."
clocks that skull ring
Uh-huh.
like.
She
But you're
sure
telling me
did.
dudes that work for the gas company don't wear skull rings?
I don't know.
I don't think
Not
that's
in
a
this
dead
neighborhood.
giveaway.
No, I really don't. I figure all guys from the gas company wear skull rings.
That's just part of the uniform,
That's
ma'am.
what they
hand
handed
these
out.
Yes.
Because it's made of bone.
It's made of
Made
bones.
of bones.
So out in the car, Leroy's like, I think Spencer's going to grab the coins and cut us out.
Right, because he should say something or do something, or like he already knows, like he's been in there too long, or some shit.
And they see the woman leave in that sweet ass car. You wrote down what the car was, didn't you?
Fuck, I didn't write it down.
Have you ever heard of that kind of car, you guys? 97. Nope, it was too late.
68.
I know you told me
I
what
know
it
I
was. damn
told
it.
you, but I read it and I didn't write it down. I feel like it was a shit.
If it doesn't start with an S, if it starts with a totally
You know what
different
I
letter.
can tell you while I'm looking for this is that Hilary Swank auditioned for Roach.
Oh yeah, you said because it was supposed to
Because
be
it
either
could have
gender.
been either boy or girl. It is a 1958 Cadillac Fleetwood 75.
Oh, there we go. But yeah, that
That's
sweet
what
ass
it is.
car.
Yes, it's huge. It's like that would be part of my war rig.
Yes, that's the base of it.
That's the base of my war rig.
And so they're like, I can't believe she left him alone in there, blah, blah, blah. And he's
Right,
like,
they're
oh,
like,
maybe
well-
he's making sure it's safe. Oh,
He's
maybe the president's going to make me the secretary,
Secretary
of
of
pussy, which is such a Marcellus Wallace style
sure
line.
is.
Like, I love it.
I mean, if he doesn't, hey, guess what, guys? If he didn't die in this movie, you would think that he went on to become
Marcellus Wallace.
Right?
Yeah, totally. I could see that.
But no,
So they brazenly, he pulls the van. What was the
all
thinking
the way
here,
up
Leroy?
into the drive.
You don't
like,
know where
don't know
they
when
went?
when they're going to be back.
She went to buy a 40 at the liquor store. You
You
don't
don't know. They went up to their liquor store at the
Right?
corner.
Yeah,
What?
that was a
foolish.
that was a foolish move,
Foolish.
and it wasn't Fool's move either.
No, and it wasn't. And you know what? Fool is not that dumb.
and like
Fool
broad
is pretty
daylight, and you're gonna
smart.
take a crowbar up and start banging on shit and breaking glass,
Well,
and
you fucked up already when you backed a fucking van into this long ass drive.
that's
Come on.
yeah.
You don't know shit for shit.
And like, how come
I would
this
immediately assume that Spencer's fucking dead.
and how come he can break this one window with the crowbar, and then
And
throughout the
none of
rest
the
of the
other
movie,
ones?
none of the windows in the house are breakable?
It's a dummy window.
What are those windows fucking made of? That's what they use the money for. Shatterproof glass is like the only thing
It's
they use
made
their
out
money
of.
All right.
Yeah, all right.
I love it when stuff's made out of.
The same thing that
I
cars
probably
made out
haven't
of.
heard of it. You probably
Yeah,
don't
the same
even
thing
know.
the car's made out of.
Yeah, the same thing the car.
You know the 58? It's made out of.
Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. I do this shit all the time.
And like as soon as they get inside, there's a mouse trap with a bloody rag doll of a gas man.
Right.
So Alice
Alice-
immediately made this rag doll within like 2
She
minutes.
saw him at the door. She clocked the ring and was like,
Yes,
oh,
and just
I better
immediately.
so like the wind.
And why the mouse trap? I don't
I don't
just
know, is
happened
that
to
like
get
is it
stuck in the mouse trap
Symbolism?
and it was bloody. Because
It
the
was
other
like,
dolls weren't bloody.
You're going to get stuck in a mouse trap if you come in here.
Yeah.
And
not
he doesn't
really
even
sure.
get stuck in a fucking mouse trap.
No,
He
at
should've
no
gotten
point.
Stuck in a he got scared to death.
What? Wait a minute, because we're about to get there, and I got questions about that shit too.
That is dumb.
That's dumb. All right. This is a horror comedy,
I know
sort of. It's
not
more
even-
horror
it's
than
not
comedy,
supposed to
but
be
like.
serious. It's not supposed to be serious.
Yeah.
But
So anyway,
I know.
Leroy is trying to get in the door, and Fool's like, you know what? It's like the first day of my 13th year. Like maybe
Right?
we
Like,
don't start
maybe-
with breaking and entering.
I don't think this is a good thing to do. And they like hit switches.
And so they get in, and there's like the floral studio for the funeral home, the
Right, right,
Robeson
right.
funeral home, and
Right,
it's
right.
all like there clearly has not been a working florist thing in a long
Everything
time.
is
Everything's
dingy
dead
as
and
fuck
dingy.
in here.
And the gas man doll gets dragged into the wall by a string,
Yeah.
which they don't see.
that's-
we see and they
well,
don't
that's
see.
true. I guess so.
And now there's the metal door, the Fort Knox door.
Right, which should be like clue number 1.
And it should be like pretty indestructible. One dude with a crowbar should not be able to totally bend the corner of this door.
No, is it a trap? Is this Saw?
Maybe. And so they get in, and then that's when the thing pops open, and
Right.
like there's
There's
the
like
shelves
things, like
move,
switch over and everything's all.
but it's just more windows.
No, it opened like
It, like,
windows.
opened
There
the
was, like, a
house,
shelf
yeah.
or something. Yeah, it was weird. I don't know. I would be like, I ain't doing it. I'd be like, nah.
Right? They're not even white. What's happening?
Well, not even that. Like, I'm not doing it. Period.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's normally
Well, you
white people in
probably
movies
would.
that
You're like, oh, I'm gonna
stereotypically are just going to
continue
keep
to-
on
yeah.
going. Like, what? This whole
I'm
this
going
whole
through
house
the
is like a
window.
mousetrap. I
Oh,
want to
that'll
see
be
more.
fun. Mousetrap. Remember that game, Mousetrap?
Yeah. The best part was just setting it
Oh,
up.
well, you just set
didn't
it up
play the
and then
game.
just to
You
fucking
just
do
set
the-
off
you
the
just wanna
mousetrap.
Set off the
Yep.
mousetrap.
Exactly.
What was the one with the grapes and the clay?
What? Kim's face. I don't know the grapes in the clay game. This is not familiar.
Confused enough by the grapes, but then you said
The clay. I wasn't expecting
I
that.
feel like I had a flashback
The grapes in the clay.
that there
What
was a game that was similar to Mousetrap in like irritation of having to set it all up for very little payoff. But there was like clay, and I feel like there
grape
was
escape.
the grape escape?
grape escape.
What was the
Players
clay?
form clay grapes and included mold as their playing pieces.
Yeah.
Clay grapes.
Clay grapes,
Wow.
and then you get squished.
For when you want to play a game, but you don't want to play it for the
No,
longest
but you don't play
time.
that.
Wow.
But you got, like,
yeah, never heard of
squished.
this.
Yeah,
Because then you're squished the
grape
paper.
escape.
No,
Grape
never heard of
escape.
grape escape.
Come on.
92.
Well, there you go.
Oh.
92.
A year after this movie.
There you go.
So yeah, so when he gets the door open, he's like, I busted this house's cherry. And then just immediately gets attacked by a giant
I think
Rottweiler.
you're gonna find. It's like Courage the comic dog with this close
Oh,
up.
yeah.
the rah, 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 on your arm, on your face.
And Fool gets the dog's attention and gets it closed out of the room.
He's
and
smart.
they
He's
get into the
smart.
kitchen and bar the door with the mop. And now this kitchen is empty, right?
Right.
It looks like unused.
Yes.
There's a meat grinder, a super
It's
clean meat
gross.
grinder at the end of one counter, and then there's dead flies everywhere. There's
And, like,
no
all piled up.
dishes.
Yeah, no.
It just looks dingy as hell.
Right.
We're
Remember
gonna come
that
back
shit.
to that.
Remember that shit.
So there's all the dead flies. It smells terrible.
Right, it's gross.
And Fool's ready to ditch Spenser and go, but Leroy's like, nah.
Also, the fucking see no evil, hear no evil,
Yes.
speak no evil little thing with the shit in the thing. And the shit in the thing are the flies.
That's the one.
That's it.
And Leroy tells him, oh, well, maybe you're too stupid or too chicken shit. And
Right.
so he's like, fine, all right.
You're foolish. You.
I know. Leroy
give
should be
you
nicknamed
the
Fool.
name. We're trading names because you are the fool.
And they think they hear Spenser upstairs.
Oh, yes.
And Leroy goes to head up, and Fool's like, maybe
Maybe
I'll
we
keep
shouldn't-
watch downstairs.
Right, he's like,
maybe
you
not
keep
go
watch
deeper
since you
into
wanna
this
be
crazy house.
What does he call him? A bitch? Oh, Miss Thang, Miss Girl?
Yeah, girlfriend or something like that.
Girlfriend.
Yeah.
It was like, since you wanted, then you keep a lookout, and the clock goes off, and they get all freaked out.
Yeah, and so, oh no, I left my phone on. No, is it you? I thought it was me.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's you messaging me, and I forgot to turn my ringer off.
From across the room. I didn't hear it.
You didn't hear it?
Not in here.
Well, now
'Cause
I
didn't know
talked
what
about
was
it, so
going on.
whatever.
Well, whatever. It's part of the show. This is what we do. It's what we do. It's very, very appropriate for our 3-year anniversary.
And Fool goes to he hears something downstairs, and he peeks in and sees Spenser's clipboard and lighter on the basement stairs.
Right.
Just laying on the stairs.
Sure. So you should totally go down there and check it out. That's
Yeah.
fucking foolish. That is also
He's being foolish.
He is.
So he goes down, and a string pulls the door shut, and he hears somebody whisper Fool. Who's whispering Fool?
Right? Where did they
They know
hear
his
that
name
shit?
already?
That was quick. Well, they ain't got nothing else to fucking do.
I guess they can hear all the
Nothing
conversation in the
else
house.
to fucking do. Well, when you're under the stairs, you're like, it loses sense.
You just killed Kim. Oh no. Oh no.
So you see. When you lose a sense, you gain another. So
They got flashlights. What sense did
I
they
know.
lose? Oh, because they got either their ears,
right, they
eyes.
have to like.
And
they're
no,
like,
were any of them missing their eyes? I didn't see
No.
none missing their
it was
eyes
just in pits because they had the things and the.
or their ears. Honestly,
What was it? Maybe they didn't have tongues.
all of them just spoke evil.
Well, probably.
They all talk
Oh,
back.
maybe. Yeah, that's right. If they were looking at titties, probably.
Well, they left him a TV, so yeah, he
I
sees, he
know.
hears the TV.
Yeah, and it's watching like what is that? The
Like
Iraqi
a war. Yeah, it's on like war footage, and he like pulls it out, and then this dust gust blows him. I don't know what that was supposed to be.
It's a dust.
There's like a which I don't know what that
gusty
came
dust.
from. And then there's lights and sounds.
I
and
know,
he's like,
and shit, and like whatever. And why? Would they give each and every one of them a fucking flashlight? Like,
yeah,
that's weird.
she tells him later, like he gives them flashlights and
so
food
they're
of some
probably
sort.
happy in their own way.
Uh-huh.
But like, really?
I guess.
Just to be under the stairs?
To look at what?
The stairs. The
underneath
underside
of the stairs. And somehow, so that's all you can see from where Fool is. And then
Right,
he
you don't
finds
really know what's going
Spenser's
on
dead
over
body,
Yes.
whose hair is now completely white.
He has been scared to death.
From what?
From
Flashlights?
the people under the stairs?
I don't even
He's
understand
never
what
did this
scared
to-
him. Like what? He went and poked his little eyes into the
He was
slats
like,
and like, I don't know what happened.
Oh! Was it?
But to turn his hair completely white?
Was
like
it
what the
dead
fuck?
lights under there?
I don't know. Because like those dudes are creepy looking, but
I
they're
know,
not
they're
like
not gonna like do
scare
anything
you to death.
They fucking help them. Oh, sorry.
like yeah. I don't understand how he got scared.
I don't
to
know
death.
why he got so scared.
This
Was he
tough
that big
street.
of a fucking
He had
pussy?
a skull ring, you guys.
I
That
know,
says he's
that tells
tough.
You right then and there.
He's a
that
house
fucking
robber.
Street tough.
Come on now.
Yeah. See,
Dead just like that.
scared to fucking
And so
death.
now-
What a bitch.
Did Mama know when she left that he was already dead? Or
Did
because
they-
when they
well,
come
'cause
back,
she
she
threw-
says something about the gas man. Like, I feel like he was alive when she left, but
Well,
she
no,
sent him
he
to the
said-
basement? I don't know.
Didn't he say something about like you'll let them kill whoever?
I don't
But like
remember.
doing what?
I know, going, I guess. So yeah, that's
I
the
don't know.
worst
That's
kill
like-
in this
yeah,
that makes
that-
no sense.
That's like the worst part.
There were people there. being
I
protected.
guess, but like Fool saw that shit too, and he wasn't bothered.
I know, and he's a child.
And he's a
I'm a
child.
child, for God's sake.
He's a child fool.
And the people start to drag, and he finds a coin in Spenser's hand. He gets the
Right,
gold
he
coin out of
sees
his
the-
hand. So he
Did-
already
was
found
it
the gold
cursing
room.
Gold?
How long has Spenser been in there?
I don't, girl. Well, he knew about the gold.
Yeah, they knew about the gold. They knew about the gold, but they didn't show because that room. Fool didn't find that room right away. So he'd
No.
already been to the gold room, picked up one singular coin, and then died from being scared to death with that coin in his hand.
Right? Did the money scare him? Oh, they're like the Adams.
And then they start to like drag him in, and they're like clawing at his hand or eating his
Right? They
hand
like
or something.
take his little hand ring.
And why did Fool try to pull him out? Like, what do you
Well, like,
care?
Who,
You just
who
met
gives
this
a
man.
shit? This guy's
Run.
an asshole anyway.
So
He's got
they get
strong
home.
eyebrows.
So he gets out with Roach like clutching at his heels, and then the woman and the man pull up, and the
Right.
dog is outside,
Yeah.
which I guess because they closed it into the kitchen. And
Well,
I
it's
don't.
in the
in the
like
little
the
gardening
mud porch
thing?
thing that
Okay.
they have out there, like the little
And so she sees the van, of course, because
which
it's
is because it's
fucking
parked right
there in the
outside their
driveway.
fucking house.
And now the man is with her, so I don't know where he was
He
before.
pulled up after, or did he?
He
get
was in the
out of
car, I thought, with her.
Did she pick him up? Maybe.
I know,
from
weird. I don't know
somewhere?
what their life is outside of
I
this
don't know
house.
what
It
their
seems
life
weird.
is. I don't know what their life is. I don't know what they do.
And Fool goes to warn Leroy, and Leroy looks dead as hell.
I know.
Just laying
He
the
makes
face down
no
with his head in the
indication
fucking wall door. What are you
in
doing?
the Waldorf Astorias. A Waldorf salad.
Yeah.
He's like not
Yep.
even moving. He doesn't even acknowledge, like he doesn't hear him.
No,
He's
I
just-
know. You don't hear this kid running down the hall, and then he gets all mad like,
I know.
I was listening. Something's
what?
in there.
a fucking. It's the doggy door.
Exactly. And
It's
he wants
Prince's
Fool to
room.
crawl in there.
Yeah, get in there. No.
And he's like, no, the lady's back, and she's got a man with her the size of Detroit.
Yes.
And also, I found Spenser, and he got scared to death. And you're like,
Yes, he tells
"What?"
him straight up, I made my medical diagnosis.
As a 13-year-old.
Well, he wants to be a doctor.
That's right. That's right.
So he gives his diagnoses that he has been scared to death somehow, some way.
And you still don't leave.
And you still, no, well, they go to run out.
Well, they try.
They go to the front door, and it's electrified,
Yes,
the knob.
because they're
So
trying,
Fool gets
mommy
shocked.
and daddy try to come in the back door. They're trying to go out the front door, but it's all locked down.
And so they bend the door enough for Prince, the dog, to get in.
Yes,
And
he's
Leroy
like, "You
tries to use
stand in
Fool
the
as
middle
bait."
of the room.
Yes.
Don't move.
But the dog comes in, and he does not find Fool to
He's
be a
like,
threat. He just stops and
"Uh-oh."
looks at Fool like,
Right, and why was that?
I know, I'm not sure.
Because he's a child. They want to kidnap
Maybe.
him.
Maybe he's
Like,
trained
he's
not
trained
to
not
attack the
to-
children, just the adults that
Don't
come in the
attack
house.
the children.
And so it attacks Leroy when
Yes.
he pops up from behind the couch.
Oh shit!
And Fool saves him by like making a human chain to the doorknob
Oh,
and like
yes,
grabbing
that
the
was
doorknob that
electrified.
shocks all
They
of them.
shock everybody. Yeah.
So the man and woman get in and they find the dog passed out.
Mm-hmm.
And Leroy, this dick, finds a hiding spot and tells Fool to find his own.
Find your own. There's only enough room for me.
But all the doors and windows are locking. He
Yeah.
can't get in anywhere.
Nope.
So he's just got to like go at the end of the hall around the corner and hope. And Roach spooks Leroy into the closet and he jumps out into the hall and
Right.
is shot multiple times to death
Yes.
because Daddy's already fucking ready. And when he yells, "Run, fool!"
Yes.
Daddy thinks he's talking to
He
him.
called me a fool because they have a little song, a little dance.
And Daddy gives his war cry.
This motherfucker.
Oh, and Mommy's all
Is he have
stoked.
a,
Oh,
like, a head
Daddy!
injury?
I know.
Oh, it's because they're.
Yeah, it's because they're inbred.
I was just gonna whisper.
And they dance a little jig together. And then Fool finds this rag doll next to a candle in the hall.
Yeah.
And he gets like pulled with a string and he follows it. And inside the wall, he finds a human rib cage near
Yes.
a bowl marked Prince.
Yes, and this is Prince's little hovel. It's
Yeah.
like his little stowaway spot.
And he sees Alice is the one pulling the string and he follows.
She's like over there, like again, there's a lot of movable area
inside of the walls.
inside the walls. Like she waves him through to the other side of the wall into her room.
No, into the worst toilet in Scotland.
Oh, that's right. Into
this fucking
where she's like-
bathroom where she's just standing there.
She's
all
like, "Hi, welcome to Silent Hill."
And he's like, "Oh, what? You never seen a brother before?" And she's like,
"I never
had a brother." He's like, "No, because
a
I'm black,
dude."
And she's like, "No, because you're a person that's
Right,
not
like
mommy and
I've
daddy."
never been outside.
I've
don't
never
know
seen
what-
anybody.
Yeah.
So she's like, "You can't get out. No one ever has. People have tried. The people in the cellar."
Oh, the cellar.
And he asks, "Who are they?" And she says, "Mommy and Daddy looked a long time to find a perfect boy child." But then she tells him that some of
They
them saw
see
too much,
evil
heard
or
too much, or
hear
spoke evil.
or spoke evil.
So Daddy cut out the bad parts and put them in the cellar.
The
They get
cellar.
flashlights and food of some kind.
So they're happy in their own way.
And he asks why she's not in the cellar.
Because I don't do those things.
I do not see or hear or speak evil. And then Roach starts yelling in the walls, and she tells them about Roach. He got out of the cellar and into the walls, and Daddy can't find him.
He's too big.
And now Daddy's in his full leather gimp suit.
Comes through and it's like just swoop. Like he must have just one big zipper up the back. Like
I'm
it's
telling you, he
supposed
stays
to-
lubed. He
I
stays
know.
lubed.
He's got cornstarch like in every corner of this house. I feel like it should take a long time to put that. Isn't that
It
part
seems
of the
like it
thing?
would take a long time to put on, but
Like
I
with
don't
the
know.
straps and the buckle.
Well, you would at least hear it.
Right?
Well,
You
yeah,
hear all
like,
the
you'd be like
jingle,
screaming.
jingle, jingle.
Because it sounds like a diaper when I'm walking just in these. That's why I don't wear them that often. I only wear them to concerts because you can't hear that.
And so he comes on, he's out here yelling, blah, blah.
Yeah, he burning hell.
And Mama brings a fresh Spenser hand for Prince.
Yes,
But then the cops pull up outside.
of course. Well, in this one, I told you yesterday, they gave the dog something to eat that was the hand shaped and something that the dog could eat.
Yeah.
But there was a wire in it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
She like reached right into the dog's mouth and snatched it out of there, and everyone was like, "Ah!"
Like,
And
way
it
to
was
go. Good thing we
fine.
didn't kill the dog.
Right. She didn't kill the dog, and she didn't get her hand
Bit off by
bit
the
off
dog.
'cause they were
Well,
feeding
it's a
it.
trained
like-
dog. I'm
well,
sure
it's a trained dog, but it's still like she don't know that dog.
True.
You don't know.
And then you discover they have this like PA system in the house because
Yes.
she picks it up to warn Daddy. And Fool is missed hiding in the shower because he wouldn't go further into the house. She wanted
Right.
him to go further into the house, and he's like, I'm not doing that.
I don't think so.
And he's saved by the cops basically because
Right.
they come to they want to ask about this van,
Right,
which
they
was
saw
just
this
used in the
van.
liquor store robbery.
Right. They see this van parked out front that was part of this. And we see also your back window is broken.
And your door is pried open.
Right,
And they're
like,
like, oh,
oh,
no
shit.
harm. We
It's
just
fine.
checked.
Sure.
Everything's good.
It's good. It's fine. We just checked the whole house, even under the beds.
And then she sees the little Cub Scout uniform
Right. There's not two.
in the van.
There's three.
There's still a little boy in there with our little angel.
Right? Like, oh no, he's going to like get to her.
And before we get on to the next part, we are already 43 minutes in.
Whoa!
This is our longest first half ever.
Oh shit. It's our anniversary. It's our anniversary.
We'll be right back. Hey, you guys.
Guess what?
We got another new discount for you.
Ooh, we're making friends all the time. And this time,
It's art. You got to get over to Roctopusjones_art on Instagram.
do it right now. Roctopus Jones.
We got super cool prints from this dude. We posted them up on our Instagram. We got cartoon Beetlejuice and Lydia. We got an Audrey too from Little Shop of Horrors. He does all manner of crap that you're
all
gonna
the
love.
things you like.
It's all very colorful, very stylized and cool. And if you name drop us when you DM him to order, you get 10% off.
Super secret speakeasy style. You gotta slide in those DMs for it, baby.
So Roctopus, ROCKTAPUS Jones, JONES_art on Instagram, or go check. I'll be reposting and linking in my stories and whatever. So go check them out.
get there now.
And we're back.
We're back.
Back to the action.
Back in action. Prince is chasing Fool.
And he's
what
trying
are
to
they
keep
feeding you?
Yeah, he's trying to keep that dog door shut with his foot. And I'm sorry, but that looked like they were hurting a dog.
I know.
That was not the dog, the fucking Triumph puppet
Yeah,
right
Triumph,
there.
not Courage.
Yeah,
Courage,
I think he
the
said
cowardly
Courage.
dog.
I didn't even clock it. But
Triumph.
yeah, Triumph.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
That looked like they were really like closing a
know.
dog's head in a dog door.
It
and
looked
he,
sad.
when he's like, "What are they feeding you?" and he burps up Spenser's skull ring.
Oh, shit.
And Daddy hears all this and blasts in with his shotgun. But Fool, quick thinking, grabs that toilet lid.
He's no fool. Smashes him over the top of the head.
And then Roach snatches him up into the medicine cabinet before
Right.
Daddy can get him.
Oh.
Gonna kill you! Burn in hell! Fucking voice.
Like, did he have a head injury
I
before
don't
this?
know. You asked that already.
I know, because I've had a head injury.
Did he get a head injury in Twin Peaks?
Probably. Well, she had a head injury. in
Yes,
Twin
that's
Peaks, and She
right.
forgot
Yeah.
that she was not a teenager, and then she went to high school.
That's right. That's right.
I love Twin Peaks.
And Roach gets him with the slingshot, and
Yes.
he sends Prince in the walls after him. And you see Roach's little pad in there. He's got like Christmas lights and a little bed
He's
and
got
stuff.
a whole setup.
And Roach traps, or not traps, but like he's got all these booby traps, and he gets Prince down this little slide trap,
Right.
and he does. And is that not like a classic horror movie werewolf howl? I
feel
swear
like
to God,
it was used before.
Yes.
Like I've heard it before. I've heard it since.
and he slides out into the kitchen through the kitchen cabinets.
Yes.
And now they're like, the boy's gotten to Alice because he's got the dog
right?
has that one of her rag dolls.
Yes.
So cut to Roach and Fool climbing into Alice's room through the vent.
Yeah. Because, like, did they not immediately go to her room?
Right?
Why
When
would
they said the
go
boys got
her
to
room?
Alice.
Yeah. Like, it seemed like they were there for a really long time before anybody
for a
burst in. Like, did they just give them that false sense of security?
Yes, and so they give her a chance to explain to Fool what happened to Roach and why he doesn't talk.
Oh, we needed the exposition. We had he cut his tongue off, and he shows him his little tongue stub.
Your father's one sick mother, you know that?
And Burr.
Your mother's one sick mother too.
Yes.
Shh, you're speaking evil.
Yes.
So then he sees her little dollies, and she's got one of Leroy.
She makes them to hold the souls of the people that
Her parents kill.
right, the people who died.
And Dad busts in, missing Roach, or well, he doesn't miss Roach with the
Well,
shotgun.
Roach
You
escapes.
think he does.
Well, yeah, he does. He does end up tagging him, but like he gets out for
Mom
now.
fucking slaps the shit out of Alice, and Dad gets his
Yes.
hands on Fool. What do you want me to do with him, Mommy?
Oh,
It's time to clean house. Total
yes,
spring cleaning.
She's giving you all the Dunaway Crawford.
So Daddy makes Fool help drag Leroy's body to the body pit.
Yes,
or
and
whatever.
he's kicked
like
down
and they have
the
a
stairs.
Is this the Adams family house? You
That's
got like
what
a
I'm
water
saying.
feature in the basement? What's happening?
That's what I'm saying. Like this is well, because Grandpa Booker does say that this has been happening for generations. So it stands to
presumably in
reason
the
that like
same
they've
house,
been
yeah.
building onto their Heidenreich's House of Horrors.
And I want to know where
Holmes.
their weird inbred parents, because they're not that old. They're like in their
I
late
know.
40s or early 50s or something. Like they
They ate them probably.
Maybe.
That
maybe.
makes the most sense. Well, because they're so inbred, they die.
Maybe they just don't live that long.
They're under the stairs.
And Mom kicks Alice into the big old puddle of blood in her white dress to clean.
You gotta clean this up.
And we've got one in the walls doing his business, God knows where. You kids will be the death of me. Oh, if you
Oh,
only
remember that
knew.
shit. Remember that shit too.
And Dad chains Fool up in the basement. He hangs Leroy upside down and starts slicing him up for
he's
meat.
carving him up.
Just sampling raw.
Oh God, he's just
his mouth's
eating it.
all bloody.
He doesn't know where he's been.
Looks like Michelle Pfeiffer eating a hamburger. Double
Oh my
ketchup.
God, she loves the ketchup. That's exactly what it looks like.
And Mom heats a bath to boiling for Alice.
Oh, because she threw her into a puddle of blood and then gets mad at her for having
you got
blood on
your
her.
white dress all bloody. I wonder why, bitch.
Joan.
Right? Scrub
Joan.
yourself.
No, it's so hot. It's scalding.
And Daddy takes Fool to go throw him in with the other boys under the stairs,
Nope.
right while Alice is being thrown back into her room all scalded. She's
Right?
all
Like
red.
she's all like tender.
And Dad comes in all covered in blood and says the Fool is dead meat.
Yes. because
Could have
he put
killed
in there.
him, but I'm gonna let the people under the stairs.
Oh,
do
he
it.
said it. He said it.
Meanwhile, Whitfield Crane and friends.
Ugly Kid Joe.
I
Hate everything about you.
You guys remember Ugly Kid Joe?
Oh yeah. Hate everything about.
And I tell you what, that man is still fine
You.
to this
Yes.
day. Whitfield
To
Crane
this day.
held up.
I knew somebody. I was like, they went to see either the Scorpions or a Scorpions cover band, and the opener was Ugly Kid Joe.
Really?
And I was like, hey,
He's
hey.
fine, huh?
So did Whitfield Crane look like good because you were there, like right up front? He was like, actually, he didn't talk about how hot Whitfield Crane was, but he said like Ugly Kid Joe fucking shreds.
Really?
Like they got their
Nice.
shit together and it's all good.
Nice.
I didn't even ask him if they played the song because I know they did.
Of course. Gotta. I can't think of any other Ugly Kid Joe song off the top. I think I had the cassette and I still
Cats
can't.
in the Cradle. No,
That's
they covered
right, they
Cats
did
in
a
the
cover
Cradle.
of Cats in the Cradle.
I had the single on the
Yes,
sleeve. It was
yes.
I Hate Everything About You and Cats in the
Yep,
Cradle.
absolutely.
Wow.
Wow. For sure, for
Whitfield
sure.
Crane.
So anyway, they come in and surround Fool, but Roach distracts them by making a puppet out of Leroy's corpse.
Yes.
He's like, "Rah."
Okay.
Like-
All right.
And you know what it gave me? Is it the original House on Haunted Hill with Vincent Price,
Oh,
where the skeleton
Yes, where it comes
is all,
like down the and they have them all like shadow people at the end
Yes,
with the
that's
mustache
totally
on
what
the
this
shadow.
was.
Yes.
So stair person number 2, which is the guy
Yes.
from the Stone Age,
Yes.
is in there. And then Daddy sends Prince down, but Roach and Fool get into the furnace to hide.
Uh-oh.
Dangerous. Dangerous.
Yeah, that's a bold move.
And that's when he notices Roach has been shot,
Uh-oh.
which I
No, I
Did
didn't.
not
I thought
clock
he got away.
until
I thought he,
right there.
No,
I was like, oh, shit, he
oh
did.
shit, yeah, that's right, he did. So he tells him that he's got to save Alice,
So yeah, he writes Alice's name in like the ash in the thing and,
and
shows
he
him
gives
his little gold
his little
coins.
bag of gold coins,
And then he dies.
die.
Oh.
He die,
So Fool climbs up through the vents and Prince is following.
of course.
Daddy's in there scolding Alice and telling her that Roach is dead and Fool.
Yeah,
And he's like yelling
Gonna-
at Prince to shut up. Like, you trained
Really?
this
Like,
dog
you
to
mean-
bark at intruders.
you have a nerve. Well, he's also about like he seems to be like they don't ever do it, but he dances around the edge of abusing this girl sexually.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's implied.
Throughout the whole,
it's implied.
implied.
And like, mommy is not happy about that.
No, she's not.
I don't
She's
think
like-
she
she's
approves of
jalouse.
this. He can beat
It's-
her.
Well, yes,
He
of
can't
course,
bang
but
her.
No,
No.
and it's
Well, she's not
because
blood
it's wrong.
related.
Well, that's
It's
also
wrong.
true. I know, probably.
She
That's
was a
probably-
baby snatched baby. You're only allowed to have sex with people who
She
share
was
your
a baby
bloodline.
snatched.
If she was our true child, then
I know.
sure,
Then you could fuck her. Sure, no problem.
but not an adopted child.
No,
Please.
that's outside.
Our babies might have all their fingers and
Well-
toes in the right places.
Well, and that's the fucked up thing. It's not because it's wrong. It's just because she's jalouse.
yes, exactly. So he opens the door to yell at the dog, and then Fool comes out and knocks
Yes.
his ass out with a lamp and takes Alice up into the wall. And then he just like forgets about them and goes to burn Roach in the furnace because that's the most important thing. But
Sure.
Roach is already dead.
Well, no, because they're in the vents. Like he lights
Oh,
up
because he
the fire
wants to
because
light
of-
to get it
Right,
all
yeah,
hot
yeah. Mm-hmm.
and ashy in there. So they've got to get back out into the walls because now this vent they're in is all
And like there's booby traps and her dress gets stuck. And it's like,
Yes.
it's just a fucking go, bitch.
because only Roach knew the way through the walls. She doesn't
like
hang out
she
in there.
doesn't. Well, that's true, but she's just caught.
Yeah, just her dress is caught. Rip it, bitch.
And is this in this
Pull
shrine
harder.
room? This shrine room that he goes into, is that Ronald Reagan on the
I
fucking wall?
did not notice.
I mean, it would be.
Of
Did
course.
you see it? And it didn't even look like it was like presidential Ronald Reagan. It looked like
It's his favorite actor.
Ronald Reagan.
His favorite
Yes.
actor is Ronald Reagan.
That's what it looked like to me. Like it would make sense in the time and the place and the landlord and all of the things and
Right.
the racism and the whatnots.
In that oval frame, right?
Yes, it was like
Because
right
the
there where
rest
they
was
could-
like the kids they've killed or something,
sure,
right?
like there was
Presumably.
all kinds of things, but it seemed like there was a shrine of some sort with all them candles, like it was the fucking Dracula or that police video, and like there was like a shrine to Ronald Reagan. I swear there was.
I don't doubt it.
It looked like it.
So Fool sneezes and almost gets his head blown off because now Daddy can hear where
Right,
they
because
are.
he cannot hold the
And
sneeze.
He sends Prince back into the walls to find them.
Right.
But Fool doesn't run from him.
No, he's done running. He's going to stand and fight.
And he pushes him up into the wall while Daddy's stabbing with his bayonet into the wall.
He's got all manner of shit in there, and he.
Gotcha! He's like that fucking voice. He turns
know.
into like Ace Ventura when he's excited.
Right, like it's
about
like that's
killing
what the
people.
comedy part in all this
Yes,
is.
is
It's
this
fucking
shit.
Daddy.
Yes, and he
Daddy
dances this
being a
little
goof-
jig.
Yeah. Like, yeah, he pulls out his bayonet with blood, but then, it wasn't Fool. It was Prince.
Oh shit!
So
you
they
killed Prince.
You killed Prince because they like knocked the wall down to see what's
Yeah.
happening in there. Like they can't get in, but they have to see if there's a body.
And so Fool and Alice have now made it up to the attic, and there's
Right.
just a wide open window up there.
There's a wide open attic and a wide open like to be fair, the attic it's a straight drop. Like it's
Well, but like Roach could have been out of this house.
I know,
a
if he
long
just would've-
time ago. If they just leave the fucking attic window
Right?
open, they got
Movie
there.
over.
He's been all through these walls and
I
shit.
know. I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't know.
so Fool's like,
And why is the window open? Who's
yeah,
been
just
up there
wide open.
recently?
Who was up there? So Fool's like yelling out for help, and she's like, shh, no.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes, oh, wait, but there's like water in the garden,
Right,
and
I
I can
remember that
slide down
pond.
the fucking roof.
Right.
And she's afraid.
Right. She's like,
And Daddy comes in just as Fool jumps out,
Mm-hmm.
and Alice keeps him from shooting Fool, and he lands in the water, and he's
right.
fine.
Right. He makes it out.
And he comes out to shoot at him, and Mommy's like, don't
Don't
be
shoot
shooting, go
outside the
outside.
house. Get back in the house.
Come back. Go get me your suit.
It's murdering time.
Yep. So Fool finds out how much these coins are worth because Grandpa Booker has been
Right, just as
has
he-
been
Grandpa
activated.
showed-
Gold.
yeah, he
Did you
heard.
say gold?
He heard.
I'm awake.
I know.
And he's like, yeah,
little
this is
Coke
plenty.
nails.
Yeah,
He
this is
took one to
plenty.
each
I'll order an
nostril.
ambulance for your mama.
Right. Like we could do the surgery. We could save your home. We could do the whole fucking nine.
And he tells him, oh, but be careful that brother-sister act you mess
Brother
with. They're
and
crazy.
sister.
Craziest family you ever heard
It's
of.
been like that for generations.
every generation more insane than the one before. it.
because of the inbreeding.
And so talks about they used to run a funeral home. They got into real estate, made a bunch of money. Money made them greedier, crazier. And now there's all sorts of rumors about what go on in that place.
Right.
So when he was a kid, so probably
Right,
when
like
their
he was
parents
all-
owned it.
Sure.
So Fool calls
Their
the cops
sister, brother, parents.
and reports child abuse.
Right. He goes down, he's like, well, I made a promise. And because Ruby tells him, I don't want you going
Back down there, or whatever.
back there ever again. Like, we got this money.
And so now cut to this lovely, clean kitchen full
Yes.
of knickknacks and dishes.
Sure. Like,
Which
how long
was
did
not
they
there. How did they know the cops
realize-
were coming?
Well, because maybe
'Cause
because
Fool
he
got
got
out.
out. So they figured somebody would come knocking at the door. So they cleaned up real quick and brought out the fine china.
Yes. And she's like offering them like coffee and snacks. And she's this.
It's better that people make these reports because people could just, you never know.
And the cops are like, oh, these people don't even have kids. But then somebody finds
Oh, you got to come see this.
this little girl's room. And they're like,
Oh,
the
that was
Lord
our daughter
came and
Alice.
took her.
Away. And we just never took her room away. Which this is apparently where the idea for this came from, was like some story that Wes Craven read about where there was like a burglar in the house. And when the cops got there, there was no burglar, but they heard some shit behind locked doors and found like kids chained up. Like that other
shit.
fucking thing where the kid escaped and there
Yeah.
was all the kids all
Yeah.
fucking chained up in there.
That's crazy.
That happens way too often.
It does.
Well, it really fucking does.
yeah. Unfortunately.
It really fucking does.
So they're like, so you think, oh fuck, like this
and that
is-
was my other question.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Grandpa Booker.
Yeah.
Was he or was he not? I feel like, and I should have looked it up, in an episode of Tales from the Crypt where he was the one where that, like, it was a funeral home and the nephew goes to live with his uncle that owns the funeral home, but the uncle is greedy and then he kills the kid who is a basketball player, but he was too short for the coffin, so he has to like chop his feet off, and then the kid comes to like kill him on his stumps.
No, I don't remember that
And
one.
I feel like that guy was in that episode. If it wasn't that, it was Tales from the Hood.
Okay. I know I've seen that actor in multiple
Right?
things.
Bill Cobb's been in every.
Was he in Tales from the Hood?
Tales from the
Okay, maybe it's that then. So the cops apologize for bothering them and leave.
Knocked you off
And they hate the cops too. They're like, may they burn in hell forever
May they
and ever.
burn in hell.
And she mentions that the police left the back door open for so long. Like, did any of them get out?
Right. She's like, I couldn't watch the door. I don't
And
know
he's
if
like,
anybody
no, they're all in a K-hole. I gave him horse tranquilizers.
they're in a K-hole.
I gave him horse tranquilizers. It's fine.
Right.
Because they
But-
were quiet the whole time. They could have
Right.
been fucking banging on
They could
walls
have
and shit while the
burst through the
cops were in
stairs
there.
at any fucking moment.
But Fool got back in.
Right. No one got out, but Fool got back in, and he's coming down from the fucking
Kitchen cabinet, whatever. He gets out of the
stove
cabinet.
vent or whatever. That
Or
is.
yeah, or was
The
that where he was?
range
Or she
hood.
goes up in the range hood when
Oh,
she's
yeah,
hiding, I
maybe that
think. I think
wasn't
he
it.
came out of
comes
the cabinet.
Yeah.
And he
Trapped
grabs
in
himself.
trapped in cabinet.
Can he get out? Will he get out?
Of course can.
And he gets a fireplace poker and heads upstairs.
Right.
And Daddy's
And they
up
are
there.
like-
He hears them talking about him.
Like they're going to bed and like, whatever. And he follows them up to the room, but
Say your prayers like a good boy.
So he goes in there to smash him over the head, but it's a fucking tape recorder.
And like, man, they gave this kid
They
a lot
really
of credit.
Did. They really
set
did.
shit up. They knew he was coming.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, Daddy comes up from behind in his gimp suit, and Fool tries to fucking push his eyes through his skull.
I know. Like,
freaking-
Fool ain't no fool. Like, Fool is nothing to
He's
fuck
tough.
with. Like, Fool is giving you, he's going to smash your face.
he gets mommy in the kneecaps with that
Right?
fireplace
he busts her
poker,
in the fuck. He Tanya Harding's her shit.
and he breaks it over Daddy's back.
Yes, or
and
you think
runs
he does, but he
downstairs.
has it later.
I think he broke the tip off of
Maybe
it.
he still had like the handle.
He had the
part.
handle. So he finds the switches to the house and starts flipping them.
Hitting switches.
Yep.
Getting bitches.
And Daddy gets a big gun.
Uh-oh.
But they see that the back door's open, so they're like, "Oh, he's gone."
Right, he
But
must
no,
have run out.
He's in the fireplace,
Uh-oh.
and he hears him talking about
Right,
letting
'cause they
Alice
see
hang
the-
up there all night. So he knows now Alice is up.
And with the very good fortune, he climbs right up to where she is.
Exactly
and knocks out
eye
the
level to
exact
where she is.
brick.
Yep, just
So-
happens to be exactly where she is.
Uh-huh. And she's tied up to a
A bolt in
bolt
the
up
chimney.
there. He's like, oh, this one?
And just knocks it right out.
Sure.
And now we had a question. So like Tessa and I, living in Southern California our whole lives, have never lived in a 2-story
Oh,
house
right.
with double fireplaces, like a
Sure.
fireplace in
Well, before
each
we
level.
get there, we have to talk about how Daddy comes up right here.
Oh, and she pretends
and
like she's
he's
still
like,
tied
and
up.
Mom is like,
And when she's like, "Let me down, please," he like touches his disturbing erection and groans.
oh, it's so gross.
And
Mommy's
mommy
like,
immediately
"Hey,"
comes up like, "Come to bed."
right? You
I
need
said
to
now.
Take me to bed now.
So she saves her from sexual abuse only because she's jealous.
Jalouse.
That's all. It's not because she wants to save
No.
this little girl.
No.
Because, well, and that would be unclean.
Well, of course, because they're not
Beating her up
brothers.
as long as he doesn't bruise her face is fine.
It's fine.
But he can't do unclean things to her.
No, that's not good.
Why not her face?
Well, because
I know, because
well, no
nobody
one's gonna
sees her,
see
so
it.
why does it matter? I think it's just for her own, because she's
because
like in
she
this
would-
weird denial
right, like
of
for
that
her own fantasy of this.
their perfect little angel daughter can't
Right.
also have black
See
eyes
also,
or something.
Mommy
Yeah.
Dearest.
Yeah. So yeah, she's like, "Come help me to bed."
Right.
So Alice lets Fool back in.
Right. They go into the thing, and this is where we discuss like this multi-level chimney thing.
Right. because they can't now jump out the pond thing because
No,
he filled it
because
with broken glass and rocks.
He drained it and put all that shit in there.
And so they climb out onto the roof and they hear Daddy trying to tell Mommy he knows that Alice boned Fool.
Right? Like, where did you deduce that, sir?
There was no vibe whatsoever
She's
that these
supposed
children
to be
had sex.
12.
And he's 13.
And he's
like,
he's 13 and she's 12. I don't know where you got that from.
No.
With all of this going on.
Yeah,
the
when
rib
was the
cages
romance
and the dog-
happening?
I don't know where anybody was sticking their dick in anything.
Nobody. Yeah. So they see the dust coming down the fireplace
Right.
and Daddy's like, he gets in there
Oh.
to shoot up at them.
Sure.
And so Fool pretends to be shot and
Oh,
Daddy's like
no.
laughing and shooting
Got
and he
you.
takes his mask off so he can see
Right. And then that's when Fool drops a bricky brick.
right onto his face.
Oh.
And they slide down and they land on Mom's head before she can shoot
right
them.
in
Like
the neck.
just
Like, what
yes.
if that wouldn't have... What if they just would have fell?
And he puts his fingers up her nose.
I
And so
know.
she's all caca.
Caca!
Caca.
Caca!
And they keep sliding down. And this is my note
Right.
where apparently chimneys are connected floor to floor.
Right, because if I've ever had a chimney, it was just the one.
Right.
It's never been on multi
Connected.
levels.
Right. So I didn't know this. And how did Fool know that
Right,
the
why
chimneys are
would he
connected?
know?
Like it's like he absorbed the floor plan when Roach died or something.
right,
Like he already
just
knew
got
what was
that
happening.
magical information.
So they make it to the living room and Mom grabs Alice and telling her she's filthy and bad and she steps on her feet and tells her to go to hell.
Yeah, you're not my mom. You're not my real mom.
So they're looking for Alice and she's up in the oven range. She runs off and hides and
Yeah.
she's the one, she gets up in the oven range. And the boys downstairs are now awake.
Yep.
And they think she's in the cellar or he is. Somebody's in the cellar.
Right. Someone's in this. Like might not be down there, but the other one is.
And Dad opens the door. And he hits, and Fool's down there, and he hits that switch, and Fool slides down the little stair slide.
Right. Yeah. Because he's like, say, do you know any prayers? Is that what he says? there?
Yes.
Say it. And then that's when he hits the thing. Like, you forgot, fool. Because he was going to do it. Like, he shot. Mm-hmm. He was going to blow his head off.
Yeah,
Why not?
So he goes down gleefully to like finish him off, and he's showing him his friends in the body tank or whatever the fuck that is.
Like, those are your friends.
And right as he's about to shoot him, someone knocks at the door.
Oh, shit. That could be the cops.
Stop.
And she's fucked up.
Yeah, her she's a lipstick
Like,
smeared
she's got
and fucking bruised.
Like, I don't know if that's like a green contour that she has done, but either that or it's a bruise.
Yeah, she's not looking.
She's
not looking her
bleeding
best.
from the mouth, and she's like, it could be the cops. She goes, and it's Ruby.
Yes, with a complaint about their landlording.
Yep.
And she slams and locks the door and tells Daddy, go ahead and kill him. But the boys start shining their lights in his eyes.
Right. He can't see.
And Fool gets away. And now there's knocking again.
Right.
Police. We heard gunfire.
Yep.
But it's Grandpa Booker.
And we're going to say our piece.
Yeah, Ruby and him are trying to go off on her. There's no community here. All I see is a couple of no. But then bam, the community
there
appears.
is the community indeed. And Alice jumps out and knocks that bitch out cold.
Yeah, smashes her face into the ground. She like drops from the
I
ceiling.
know. She's like, brah!
And for a kid who ain't been hanging out in the walls, she's
I
also
know.
very comfortable with the fucking layout of this house from within the walls.
She's like feral, right? Like it's she's part feral. She's been hanging
I
out
don't
with
know.
Roach.
Yeah,
Like
I
they have a
guess.
relationship. Like they're friendly. So maybe she learned something.
I guess.
Maybe the houses in that area had the same floor plan.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
You'd still never be inside.
Well, he didn't live in a
Yeah,
house.
but he
They
lived in
an apartment.
in an
building.
apartment. Yeah.
Family member or something that
Oh,
was
maybe.
visited.
Maybe Grandpa Booker lives in a fucking.
Right? He didn't have this problem. Maybe Grandpa Booker hasn't been out
In fact,
of bed.
where does Grandpa Booker live? That his daughter and her children
Right?
live in the fucking abandoned apartment
You know
in the
what?
ghetto. Grandpa Booker,
You know
where you
what?
at? Where you live? You don't live in the retirement home.
Grandpa Booker.
This is
Oh,
a Grandpa
and
Joe
they are
situation.
two different
Indeed.
actors.
The what?
They are two different actors.
Who are
Oh,
two different
oh.
The
actors?
one you're thinking of in Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, it's not the
Yeah,
one
that's
from
not
Tales from the Crypt.
Moses
Okay,
Gunn.
no. He was
Oh,
in that.
okay.
But he was in...
I believe he was in Tales from the Hood.
Okay, maybe it
Tales
was...
from the Crypt. Moses Gunn. Oh, you're
Yeah,
talking about
no.
the
Tales from the
Moses
Hood.
Gunn was the one. Okay,
Yeah.
and that's the guy from
Yeah.
Never Ending Story.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So meanwhile, down in the cellar, the basement boys grab Fool and drag him over like by the lock while Daddy's shooting, so that Daddy accidentally shoots the lock off their pen.
Yeah, because they set it up so that he will do so.
And they drag Fool inside and hide him. Whitfield Crane hides Fool.
Right. They're protecting him now because now they're all going to work together to get them bitches.
And Grandpa and Ruby and Alice all come looking for Fool. And Dad runs up and gets a door shut in his face, knocks him back.
Right.
And Fool tells Ugly Kid Joe how to get out to the sun, the birds, the women.
The
Have
women.
you seen
He
these
doesn't
boys?
even know. And is this where we heard
They have no tongues.
The fucking alarm? Bitch.
Don't tell them to go looking for women right off the
I know.
bat.
He goes out there and he's like,
I know.
But is this where we heard the Taco Bell?
That dong dong. And we were like, is that the Taco Bell?
It was part of their alarm. They were having a Baja Bummer time.
Yeah, they were.
They might have been having a Baja Blast. That's where Zombie Whitfield Crane was going out to do.
Get some Taco Bell
Get
after
some
eating human meat for who knows how long.
That's what Taco Bell
And not
is.
even cooked, just raw human meat.
Raw rib cages. Ugh. Thank you.
But he wants to give Fool something in return, so he shows him where the gold and the cash is. And I'm sorry,
And it's like a whole
you have a
rat
room
hole.
full of loose, crumpled cash.
They weren't doing that because they were like,
And like half the rooms in your house look like fucking trash.
I
Like
know.
what
not
are you
what
doing
it was
with the
about.
money?
It's not what it was about.
The Scrooge McDuck money you got in here.
I know you could swim
You
in
could be
it.
diving into this.
You could be swimming through that shit. That's not what it was about, though. It's about being inbred and evil.
I guess. So Ruby and Alice are calling out for Fool when the front door closes and Mom is gone. And Ruby runs out to tell everybody, and the door shuts with Alice inside. And Alice tries all the switches, but Mom has overridden them all.
Overrid it.
You know I wouldn't let you get away that easy.
Ew.
So she finds her in the kitchen, and she comes at her with a knife, screaming like a banshee. And they struggle on the stairs, and this arm punches up through the stairs. Oh, and bites into Mom's arm, gets the knife away. And like, they could have just bursting out of the walls at any time.
Fucking time.
Under the stairs.
Is this because the dog is dead now?
Maybe the dog is what was keeping them in check. I don't know.
Because they don't know no better? Well, Daddy wasn't there?
So yeah, so they all start coming out of the walls. One comes out of the vent.
Everybody's coming
out of the wall.
Everything.
And now she's surrounded by her brothers.
Yep.
And the mom's like, you hurt your mother.
Yeah.
You're not my mother. Never
were.
And she pulls the knife out and tries to go after Alice, then burn in hell! And the boys all attack her. And Daddy hears her, Mommy! And she comes tumbling down to the cellar.
Oh, no.
And Daddy hears Fool in the vault.
Uh-oh.
And what? There's a science lab randomly?
Right? Why is there like a bucket or a bucket?
There was no indication that any science was happening in here.
Shelves. That's where he keeps his fetuses.
I guess maybe from when it was a funeral home, but it looked very clean in comparison
really did.
to everything else down there.
Dustless compared to the rotted money.
And now, again, Fool's been down here, 2 minutes alone?
Sure,
and
he
he
knows
set up
exactly
this candelabra coin
this
booby trap.
Amish fucking
and
alarm
also the
clock.
dynamite he figured
Why
out.
does he know about this? How does he know
There's
about
a
any
point
of
where he
this?
says something about studying.
Well, he's
that I
not a
studied
fool.
with the best, and it's like, but you were with
just-
Leroy for 1 day, and other than that, you were trying to be
You
a
weren't
doctor.
a burglar up until today.
Yes,
Can you just pull wires out of the wall?
I don't know.
Like how did he decide? What?
Are you allowed to do that?
I mean, he's really smart.
So Daddy thinks he's got him, but he comes up behind him with the wires in his hands, like, you shoot me, you die too.
Right?
I got enough dynamite to blow you sky high. I don't want to kill you, but I will, because I don't like you much anyway. I'm tired of fucking around. Let's put the gun down or kiss your ass goodbye, boy.
Boy.
So boom!
And he does anyway, and somehow
It's a good thing this money is fireproof.
Okay, the money is fireproof, Fool is fireproof, and apparently Daddy is not like skinned up the whole
No, he
front
just
of
gets
him.
blown into the body tank.
Sure.
It was an air bomb.
Yeah, it was not even like
There was like no fire. It was barely
there
a
was
little bit.
like
Little flames.
dollar bill quarter things in there. Did that not like Claymore his fucking face?
I know. You'd think. I mean, I don't know how
Come
dynamite works. I
on.
know somebody does.
But it
Let
would
us
have
know.
blown all those coins into his fucking bits, man. It would have blown his
Something.
fucking head off.
You would think.
You would think.
And so now the neighborhood's out there collecting
Yes,
the rain
money
shower
is
of dollars.
blown out, yes.
And the basement boys are out there in the fresh air for the first time. And like,
I know.
do they go home to their parents?
I don't know what happens. Like Zombie Whitfield Crane gives him that look. Like, hey, I'm gonna go get some pussy.
And then it's
later.
all, do the right thing.
Do the
and you're like,
right
what a weird
thing.
closing song
And it was.
for this.
I don't know if this was supposed to.
I know
I
they're
don't know.
cannibals.
They can't. Not without a tongue.
They just gum 'em to death.
They're gonna go to McDonald's now. Like,
I
what
know.
do these
Where are you
dudes
gonna
do?
do?
One of them was wearing somebody's face on their face. One of them had made a full mask out of someone
Girl,
else's
I
skin.
don't know.
And I can't
mean,
believe they didn't pay more attention. That guy wasn't the fucking Stairmaster. The guy who
right,
put
the one
someone's
wearing
face
the
on his
face.
face.
They're like, we don't talk about him.
Nope.
We just let him do his thing.
We just leave him there.
We let him do his thing.
Because we have no time frame for
That's
how long
Carl.
these dudes have been in there.
I know. I mean, she does talk about like they've been looking for a boy child forever, and there's
You
a bunch
presume
of them, so
they've had Alice since she was a baby because she does not realize these aren't her parents.
Because they say that she's like been snatched up, but it seems almost like that the reason that she gets to live in the house is because she's the only girl they snatched. Why would they snatch a girl?
The boys are bad.
The boys
Snails
are back
and
in
what is
town.
it? Snips and snails and puppy dog tails.
tails.
They wanted a sugar and spice and everything nice.
But I guess, mommy wanted her.
I guess.
Mommy wanted her.
She wanted a girl.
Boy.
When again, I don't know how do they carry on their incest tradition if they're not having babies together.
Because they're snatching babies.
So I wonder if they were even really incest or if they were really related or if their parents snatched them from people.
Maybe they did. Maybe they weren't really related. That's how come they had all their toes.
We don't know. We didn't see their feet. They might not have. They didn't make a big
true.
deal out of it.
They really didn't. They kind of kept that under wraps. That's how you know.
So, why did this movie doom us? I mean, I don't know.
Because there's people under the goddamn stairs.
Because now every time you
there
hear
could be something
in the
happening
walls,
behind. You never know what's
Roach.
happening in somebody's fucking house. You never know what's happening in someone's. Oh.
Okay, so we have
stuff.
some voicemails.
Yep.
And I hope that you can hear them because, again, like I said, these are on our free Google Voice number. And I'm just holding my phone up
Which
to the
is
microphone.
720-702-do.
Hoping that this is audible. Ready?
Hey, ladies. This is your friend Johnny. Just wanted to wish you ladies a very wonderful 3-year podiversary. I hope that you keep dooming us all for years to come. Later, ladies.
Thank you, Johnny.
Johnny!
All right, here's the next one.
Hi, it's Joe Corey, author of the 80s Teen Flick Festival books, and the Collectible Reunion books, and wishing you, Nicola and Tessa, and all the Doomers, happy 3rd anniversary. Thanks again. It's been fun listening to the show and catching up on the past episodes. And I actually did rewatch Clifford after you talked about it, and because I missed it in the theaters. And then I kind of didn't have money to rent a Blockbuster at the time. So now I can see it for free, and it was just as bizarre as you described it. So anyway, happy 3rd, and listening for more. Bye.
Thank you, Joe. Another one?
Another one.
Hey, Doomers, this is Dave from Dudes on Movies podcast. And in your recent Overboard episode, you made a White Rain reference, and I just want to tell you I almost died because it wasn't just about nostalgia. I legit hadn't thought about or seen that Hairspray since like 1991, so it really made my day. I also got a big laugh when you mentioned the reason for Jimmy Swaggart's downfall in the Birdcage episode. But you guys are the best, and thank you for the great show. See ya.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Dave.
I have sinned against you, my Lord.
Got another one?
Hey, y'all. Nathan TZ here, and I just want to say I've been enjoying the podcast for the last few months. You ladies are wonderful, and it honestly helped me out on long road trips. So thank you again. Love y'all.
Thank you, Nathan. And now this is the one that, okay, this one is a little bit hard to understand. I don't know if it was a bad connection, but it sounded positive. And so whoever you are,
it sounded good.
Thank you.
I don't know.
We had a hard time understanding your name or exactly everything you said, but we're going to play it anyway because parts of it sounded good.
Sounded like it came from a good place.
Hey, Doom Generation. My Twitter handle is Ian. Just want to thank you guys for those. I don't even know how the fuck that sounds, but podcast. I don't know. I don't even remember. I don't remember clicking on it. I don't know. I don't listen to a lot of entertainment podcasts, but somehow it was in my feed at some point or Twitter or something. I really don't remember how it happened. It's given me such joy every week when you guys find it. It's so funny. I'm not gonna. You guys know the podcast. I'm just gonna tell you how much I appreciate it. A lot. Thank you very much. Or maybe not. You're a ray of sunshine in my day.
Does it sound like Boom Hour?
Okay. Yeah, I'm really glad at leaving that.
So yeah, maybe we need a better way to leave messages than just the voice mail.
I heard funny.
Yes, I heard a thank you.
And I heard thank you. So great. Thank you. I'm glad for that. It sounded nice.
And we have a couple of text messages. Wow. We got a couple of text message. This one is from, it says 3 years already. God damn, congrats. And I hope for many more to come. Keep on kicking ass, ladies. Doom. Forever doomed, double N Ken. That's 4 calling Kens.
4 calling Kens.
And then I feel like there was another text message. Hold on. Okay, here it is. From Jason Coslet. He said, Tessa and Nicole, what's up, ladies, and happy Memorial Day weekend. Listening to the latest episode on the Birdcage. Oh, my God. Oh, fuck me sideways. I love this movies. Listen to the two of you go on about it was like watching it all over again. In fact, I'm quite overdue for a rewatch. Nicole, your commentary on this was killing me. Tessa, damn it, girl, you rocked this. Great work, girls. I can tell you two love this shit too. Your enthusiasm was infectious. Love you, ladies. Again, have a great weekend. Valerie! Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
I think that is all the messages. If I missed your message, I am so sorry.
Well, you can always just send them.
But yeah, 702-720-3666. doomgenerationpodcast@gmail.com. Go to our website, doomgenerationpod.com. Join our Patreon, patreon.com/doomgeneration. If you're listening to this when it comes out, it's after the anniversary, right?
Yeah, it's after the anniversary. So we might have had.
We're trying to figure out a way to do some sort of live watch of Bratz, the documentary by Andrew McCarthy about the Brat Pack.
Hopefully that will have happened already.
So take a look on our social media, and hopefully there will be a link to that.
Is the Thursday previous to what's happening right now?
Yeah.
Time travel. Have you eaten your riboflavin? You need it for time travel.
Oh, you need it for time travel. Okay. We're going to time travel to next week.
We're going to do it. We're going to time travel into another year, probably. I don't know. We got some shit planned. See what happens.
And until then,
talk at you next time.
Later, Doomers!